Hi, it's Bob with Aspire. This is an explanation of how to fill out the FAFSA. And we have a site here with a PowerPoint presentation that was created by the Federal Student Aid Commission within the U.S. Department of Education. We are simply going to use this information and go through it and explain how this process works. So you start out by either Googling FAFSA, F-A-F-S-A, or typing in FAFSA.gov, G-O-V. And whatever you do, you will get to this site, the FAFSA site, and we're going to, one of the first things that you will come to is this screen, which says either start here or log in. If you have already been working on the FAFSA, you will go to log in. If not, you will click on start here. And please know that in order to get to this step, you have to already have completed the FSA ID process, and that's in a different video. So once you've done that and you are ready to start filling out the FAFSA, go here and click on Start Here. What you'll see next, this is the same page, but looking down further on the page. So we're going to skip over those and go straight to the login. And once you get to this point, you're going to click over here on I am the student. Okay, and then you'll click Next. Here, you're going to type in your FSA ID, username, and password. And those you will have set up, as I indicated in a previous video. You will have already done this part. You just type in the information and go on to the next screen, which may already be filled in for you, or at least parts of it, because it will have taken that information from your FSA ID. If not, you will need to put in your first name, your last name, your social security number, and your date of birth, and then click Next. All right, you may read this if you wish. You can't go any further with filling out the FAFSA if you choose to decline, so you will need to accept it in order to continue. All right, now, at this point, it depends on when you're looking at this video. The 2020-2021 FAFSA the process will be complete and will be closed, I believe, on June 1st. Starting in October of 2020, you will see this change, and it will be on the left, start 2021-22 FAFSA, and on the right, start 2020-21 FAFSA. At any rate, you are generally going to go to the one on the left, and that's what you're going to do here. You're going to start a 2020-2021 FAFSA. You're going to create a 4 to 8 character save key. This is temporary, and it's so that you can come back into this later and continue working on it. So create, if you want, a simple save key, or if it's 8 characters or less, you can use the password that you already used in your FSA ID. By the way, be sure that you record the IDs and passwords that you use in this process. You will need to come back to them later and make use of them over and over again. So please note them carefully in a secure place so that you can retrieve them when you need to. Now, at this point, this tells you answer some questions. I generally skip over these and click Next. Okay, if you are a dependent student with parental data, you are going to continue at this point. There are only certain ways that you can be an independent student. Ordinarily, if you have completed your 23rd year of life, you are then an independent student. Otherwise, there are only a few ways that you can be independent, and those are if you're married, if you have a child, if you're in foster care, very specialized situations. Ordinarily, you are going to be a dependent student with parental data. If your parents have told you that they will not complete the FAFSA or they will not sign it, then you will need to contact Aspire and talk with us about what to do, because that does present some serious complications. So let's assume that your parents are willing to provide information and that you are a dependent student, and let's continue. Okay, now once again, some of this information may already have been filled out for you, but whatever is not here, you will need to fill in: Social Security number, first name, middle initial, last name, and date of birth, and then click Next. Your email address and re-entered email address, and then your telephone number. And this is probably going to be your cell number. Click Next, go on to your permanent address. If this has not been filled out for you, make sure that you do it exactly the way you did it on the FSA ID, so that if you put 123 Oakdale Drive period, DR period on your FSA ID, don't then spell out the word drive here, because they need to match. All right, fill this in, click Next. Are you a U.S. citizen? If you are, click Next. Click Yes, and if you are not, then it may be that you will need to fill out a different form, but you will receive information about that if you click No, or you may have to look up what to do or contact Aspire. We are assuming for this purpose that you are a U.S. citizen. Click Next. This tells you that you are eligible to transfer your FAFSA information, and this was done as an example for the state of Iowa. You, of course, are going to think Oregon here. And what this means is that you are able to use the FAFSA information, your IRS tax information from the IRS, and we will get to that shortly. At any rate, have you lived in Oregon for at least 5 years? Click Yes if you have, No if you haven't. Are you a U.S. citizen? Click indicate Yes if you are, and click Next. Okay, what will your high school completion status be when you begin college in the fall of 2020, and your status will be you will have received a high school diploma, or you may indicate a GED or some other status. What college degree or certificate will you be working toward? You can put first bachelor's degree, but you will find there are other options, including a 2-year AA degree or a certificate or something else. But if you intend to go on past community college to a bachelor's degree, then you should put that. Will you have your first bachelor's degree before you begin college in the 2020-21 school year? Probably not, so click No. What will your college grade level be? Probably never attended college or first year. And are you interested in being considered for work study? Work study is an opportunity for you to have, as a part of your financial aid package, the right to get a job on campus. And there are advantages to that, one of which is that the on-campus jobs can generally be scheduled around your class schedule. So if you have an interest in working as a student when you're in college, click Yes here, and then click Next and move to the next page. Are you male or female? You have just 2 choices here. Choose one of those. Male citizens and male immigrants must register with the Selective Service System. That's the draft for the military. And right now we are not in a situation that is requiring individuals to be drafted into the military, but we could be at some point in the future, as we have been in the past. Are you registered with the Selective Service System? Generally speaking, our students filling out the FAFSA are not. This applies only to male students. Click Next. So if you are registered already, click the Yes button. If no, click the No button, then click Next, and we'll see what happens after that. At some point here, and I don't see it, but I don't see it because the person filling this out previously had clicked the Yes button for having registered previously with the draft. If you click No, then you will be asked if you wish to register for the draft. Whether or not you wish to register, you should know that, first of all, it is required by law, and secondly, you will not be able to finish the FAFSA and get federal aid unless you do register with the Selective Service System. So it's your choice, but your choices beyond this are going to be limited if you decide not to register for the draft. You may put in your driver's license number if you have one and wish to, and the state that it was issued in. Click Next. Are you a foster youth or at any time in the foster care system? Yes or no. Highest school completed by parent 1 and parent 2. There is a place to indicate that you don't know, if in fact you don't know. And it's not critical to receiving aid or not, but in fact you may get some other financial aid offers if you are the first in your family, the first member of your immediate family to attend college. So if both of your parents completed only high school, that could work to your advantage, but it's mostly this is information gathering for purposes of the IRS and the government. So moving along, your application was saved. Now, at this point, the FAFSA belongs to the student, so you and you're always referred to you, the student. Enter the name, city, and state of your high school, and then click search. So you're going to put in, at this point, Siuslaw High School or Mapleton High School. You're going to put the city, Florence or Mapleton. In what state is your high school located? It'll be Oregon. Then click search, and it will come up with the opportunity for you to click on the high school that you attend. So do that. And here we go. This particular student or sample had some options to choose from. Select the one that applies to you and then click Next. And at this point, it tells you, based on the information you have provided, we have determined that you may qualify for federal student aid. So continue with the application. Here's where you'll search for the colleges you'd like the FAFSA information sent to. And you can put in 10, up to 10 at a time. And so you're going to get down here. If you know the federal school ID code for your college, you will click yes, but generally speaking, you probably won't, so click no. Then put in the state, the city, the school name, click search, and the school that you are going to be attending will come up. So if you put in Eugene, Oregon, and you did not specify the name of the college, it will come up with Oregon State University, Lane Community College, Pacific University, and perhaps several others. So you find the one that you want by clicking search. And in this case, for this individual, just one came up, and it's the University of Iowa. So this person is going to select University of Iowa and then add more schools if there are others that you want this information sent to. If you're not sure what college you're going to attend, put in as many colleges as you can that are possibilities. And then the information will be sent to all of those colleges, and ultimately you will select one of them. So let's keep going. Now you have to indicate what your housing plan will be. And the choices are going to be on campus, off campus, living with parent, and there may be another choice. So fill that in, select the appropriate item here, and then click Next. All right, your marital status as of today, most but not all of our students are single. You can also put married. I believe there's a separated and a divorced category. And remember, this is about you. So keep going to the next screen. Do you now or will you have children who will receive more than half of their support from you? And again, most of our students do not have children, so that may well be an answer no. Do you have dependents other than your children who live with you and receive more than half their support from you? That might be parents or grandparents that you are supporting. So again, that's probably no, but not necessarily, and then click Next. These are probably all going to be not checked, and you will end up checking the none of the above box, but let's look at them. Are you currently serving on active duty in the armed forces? Are you a veteran of the armed forces at any time since you turned 13, Were both of your parents deceased? Were you in foster care, or were you a dependent or ward of the court? As determined by the court in your state of legal residence, were you an emancipated minor? That's a legal definition for having broken away from your family and being defined as independent. Does someone other than your parent or step-parent have legal guardianship of you as determined by a court in your state of legal residence? And if none of those apply, then click none of the above. If any one of them apply, click that one and then go on to the next screen. On or after July 1, 2019, and that of course will change as the years move forward from this video, were you homeless or were you self-supporting and at risk of being homeless? Yes or no, click next. Based on the answers, you are considered a dependent student, for this student at least in this sample. This means you must provide parental information. So, you will generally click, yes, I will provide information about my parent or parents. If you are unable to do so, that is going to present some complications. We may need to work with you in Aspire to help you with that. But let's assume here that you do click yes. All right. Now, we are at the point where you will need to get some information about your parents. So I'm going to stop this video and we will go on and pick this up in part 2 because we are now into the parental information aspect of things. So we'll pause this one. Please look for video number 2 on filling out the FAFSA, part 2. Thank you.